G'day, everybody, and welcome to We'll Never Be Royals, the podcast where we talk about royal scandal. I am Rossy, and that is LK.
Hey, mate.
How's your shit?
Oh, fuck, I meant to say something. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. How's yours?
um, well, yesterday it was very apparent that the world is actually ending because there was a fucking earthquake in Melbourne.
I did hear about this. Are you okay? Did you duck and cover?
No, I did just think it was my new washer dryer shaking the house. Um, And then Billy realized that it wasn't on. And so we were like, what the fuck was that? And then you just think, oh, maybe it was just us. But then, group chats start popping off and everyone was like, did you feel that? Did you feel that? So, yeah, look, we were fine. There was a little bit of damage in Chapel Street, like some bricks fell off a building, but that's about it.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was 5.9, which is pretty high. I thought it was, I was saying to Billy, that was nothing. That was like 2.
Yeah. Yeah, 5.9 is like the ground opening up and swallowing you whole, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you feel like you're able to tick that off your bucket list now?
Well, I have actually, when I was in Orange County, there was a few earthquakes when I was there. So I'm like, no.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Still,
Yeah.
2 continents. I mean, 2 hemispheres, that's pretty good.
I mean, for there to be an earthquake in Australia, like, it's pretty uncommon.
Yeah, it's pretty big time. Is that like a climate change related thing? Like, is that going to happen more and more until we all die?
I don't know. No, I think it's just isn't it just like the plates moving in the earth?
Yeah, but I just figure everything must be climate change now.
I mean, maybe it is, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Also, grand final week for you. It's all
Oh,
happening.
it's all happening. I have ordered streamers and balloons to decorate the house with. I'm going to be preparing my menu, my Melbourne FC themed menu with lots of like salmon and soft cheeses. It's just Billy and I though, because no one can come to our house. Also, every year, Billy does his betting competitions called Bolo Bets, but he'll be too distracted this year because his team's in the grand final. So I'll be running the betting game. So it's all happening.
Oof, wow. Are you ready for the responsibility?
Yeah, I can do it. I basically did it last year because Billy was too drunk. So I'll be
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the host. Okay.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say something. Have you got any royal news?
A little bit. Avi Beatrice had a baby.
Beatrice had a baby.
Yeah. Not Eugenie, not Beatrice hyphen Eugenie, just Beatrice.
Just Beatrice with the red hair, who is the eldest one, had the baby, and it was a girl, right? We know it was a girl.
It was a girl. Oh, hang on, my chair's just falling apart. Sorry.
I did
Hang
see you
on.
convulse a little bit then. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, the bottom of it fell out.
Oh.
In a moment. I think I'm good. Okay. We don't know what it's called yet. The bookies reckon Florence, Arabella, Cecilia, Francesca, or Elizabeth. Though I don't reckon they can go Elizabeth because fucking Meghan and Harry shotgunned that.
That's true. What do you reckon?
Cecilia.
Yeah, I was thinking Cecilia as well.
Yeah. It's also the best one, I think.
Mm-hmm. And they'll call her like CC or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking adorable.
Mm.
Also, Meghan and Harry are hosting Global Citizen Live this week in New York, which I'm really proud of them for. That's the kind of shit they should have been doing all along. Helping other people with their image. You know, Global Citizen's that big global citizenship event.
To be honest, I'm nodding along as if I know what it is, but I have no fucking idea what global citizen is.
Oh, okay. Global Citizen's like this events. It's a series of events that happens around the world every year. The biggest one is in New York. It's like this huge concert in Central Park, and tickets are free, but to get them you have to do like good shit. It's all about ending
Oh,
poverty.
oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, that's exactly their kind of thing they should be doing.
Yeah. Yeah. So good on them.
And they're gonna go to New York. So they mustn't be in London anymore. Oh, I mean, I know it's just a quick plane ride.
Yeah, they mustn't be in London anymore. That was a few weeks ago. No pictures. How rude. But I would assume that baby's christened and, in with God and whatnot.
Yeah, the British tabloids aren't what they used to be. Hey.
Nah, bloody shit house.
And then what's this hullabaloo with Prince Andrew today?
Oh, I did. I only saw that he got served US civil papers. Is there more?
No, that was the thing that I was looking at.
Oh, yeah. So he got served papers in the UK and in the US for this trial that's going to happen in New York. And I assume that's because, remember a couple of weeks ago, they gave him a window to respond to the charges within. And if he didn't respond, they'd make a default judgment, which means the judge just goes ahead with whatever the judge thinks is best. And it
Oh,
looks like that's what has happened. That's why he's getting the papers.
oh,
Yeah.
yikes.
Which is terrible for Beatrice
Mm.
Eugenie because she just had a baby.
Yeah, on the news here, on the Aussie news, they were saying, "Oh, do you think we're going to see Prince Andrew around this baby announcement, considering his current legal situation?" So, yeah,
Ugh, so sad.
yeah. But do you know what? Don't worry, she's got Fergs. I mean, imagine if that was your backup parent option. Fuck's sake.
I oh, I love it. Good Ferg's energy.
She's been back on the Fergie and Friends kids storytelling Instagram. Oh my god, she's so cooked.
She's so cooked. Like whatever she is on, we all need a bit of.
I mean, she would
What
have to be getting through that life situation.
I think so. God bless her.
God bless her.
Yeah.
Um, all right, that's all the royal news I've got
Oh,
this
I
week.
got one more actually.
Oh, go on then.
Kate's back. It would appear she's not preg because yesterday she was out and about in skinny jeans going abseiling.
How disappointing. She just wanted a summer vacay.
Yeah, which I mean, more power to her. And I'm sorry for speculating about pregnancy because that's really hard. But also, what was I meant to think? Because she does have a lot of babies, and good on her.
Yes. Yes. What were you meant to think?
Exactly.
Ah. Okay, mate. As you would say, let's crack into the meat of this sandwich.
Can't wait.
Today, I'm going to be talking about Queen Elizabeth the First.
Excellent. I'm really excited for this.
Okay. It's not. Look, it's what do you know about her?
I'll tell you what I think I know.
Okay.
Ginger, right?
Yep, I think so. Yep.
Yeah, I think so. And I get her confused with Mary Queen of Scots. She's the virginal one.
She is. Yes.
Okay, then that's what I know.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do a little bit of a recap on who she is and where she comes from, because we have kind of covered this in previous episodes with this historical royals season, but I'll just give you a quick recap. So,
Okay, top.
she is the daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn.
Annie Six Fingers.
Annie Six Fingers. And Anne, as you might remember, was beheaded. Elizabeth was about 2.5 years old. And Anne was initially Henry's mistress. but also so was her sister Mary. They're both mistresses of Henry. But then Henry quite fancied Anne Boleyn, so this is when he thought, I need to, get an annulment from my first wife. The church wouldn't let him, so he was like, fuck this, I'm going to make my own church.
Right. So she is responsible for the birth of the Church of England.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. So then Henry and Anne get married. They have Elizabeth. Everything's hunky dory. But obviously, he wants a son, and then Anne has 3 miscarriages.
Ugh.
So Henry just thinks that she's no good, and he starts to fall in love with the next wife, which is Jane Seymour. And so then he decides he's going to make up a story about Anne shagging her own brother so he can marry Jane.
I don't like any of it. And I mean, poor Liz.
I know, poor Liz. Poor Liz has to, this is her backstory.
Ugh. Ugh.
Okay, so then Anne is beheaded, and then Henry died. Oh, sorry. Henry has a son with Jane Seymour.
Yeah, Jane Seymour, who dies in childbirth, poor Jane.
Yes, yes. So the son is named Edward the Fourth.
Got it.
Okay, and then when Henry dies, he names Edward the Fourth as his heir.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. And then he is the king from 1547 until 1553 when he dies. Edward dies, and then Mary Tudor,
Yep.
which is he's Henry VIII's the first daughter that he has with Catherine of Aragon.
Yep.
She becomes the queen.
Catherine of Aragon, who also married Henry's brother before Henry.
Yes, exactly. So fucking
Yeah.
this family.
No, no.
So Mary Tudor was the queen. She didn't last very long. She only lasted 5 years, and then she died. And so finally, Elizabeth steps up to the throne.
Oh, at last.
At last.
Jesus.
But very good point about her being, a, a, a child of the Church of England, first child of the Church of England. So she was brought up, with those beliefs. And the Catholics think that she's illegitimate and that she shouldn't be on the throne. And they want Mary Queen of Scots to be on the throne.
Right. That is a tricky sitch.
It is a tricky sitch.
Because it's like neither of their fault. Like they're just born into the situations they were born into. It's really Henry just fucking everything up.
It
Men.
is. It's all
Yeah.
bloody Henry.
Ugh.
Anyway, when Henry dies,
Yep.
Elizabeth goes to live with Henry's last wife, Catherine Parr.
As you do.
Yep. Because she hasn't got a mother, she hasn't got a father. So she goes and lives with Catherine Parr. And Catherine Parr shacks up with this bloke named Thomas Seymour.
Okay. Any relation to Jane?
I'm not 100% sure. I imagine probably some connection.
Yeah. Irrelevant.
Well, yeah, let's say irrelevant. And for lack of a better term, it's pretty clear that Thomas Seymour was probably a kiddie fiddler.
That is not what she needs after what she's been through.
No, exactly. So anyway, he starts like sneaking into her bedroom at night. And, doing some things they shouldn't be doing. And then Catherine, she kind of joins in a little bit. But then when she finds them in an embrace, she thinks that is a bit too far. But then Catherine dies in childbirth. So Thomas Seymour makes a beeline to the throne, and he announces that he wants to marry Elizabeth the First.
Oh, wow. How old is she at this point?
Um,
It's all right if it's irrelevant.
I don't know. I'll have to do some maths. This is like 1950, 1547-ish.
Okay. Long time ago.
Let me see. Let me see. She's about 13.
Ugh. Rank.
Rank. Um, but then good news because eventually Thomas Seymour gets beheaded for being a jerk.
Oh, good. I'm glad Jerks also got beheaded.
Yeah, exactly. So
Mm.
she didn't have to worry about him anymore. But it was a very profound event in her life, and people believe that this is what affected her for the rest of her life.
Oh, oh, poor Liz.
Poor Liz. So, as you mentioned, she was the Virgin Queen. She no husbands, no kids for Liz.
Good on her. I wouldn't either with that background.
Yeah, I
Jesus.
know, right? And she was very comfortable with that, except she was potentially in love with her longtime mate, Robert Dudley.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, have you seen The Favourite?
Oh, ages ago?
Isn't that her? Doesn't she have all the lesbian affairs? Or is that someone else?
I don't know.
Maybe that's Queen Anne. Anyway, you're telling the story. Go on.
Okay, so she's in love with her mate, Robert Dudley, but he's married.
Good on her for respecting that boundary because Henry
Yes.
wouldn't.
No, that's
Mm.
right. She is very comfortable to keep some space. But his wife was quite ill. And so Elizabeth said, if she kicks the bucket, I call shotgun.
Excellent. That's a good strategy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But then Robert Dudley's wife died suddenly, falling down a flight of stairs.
Oh.
A bit suspicious. Um,
Right.
so Robert thought, I'm in like Flynn, but by that time, Elizabeth had changed her mind. She didn't want to marry Robert.
Oh.
Yeah, yep.
Oh no, this is a terrible story.
I know. But then, like, literally every noble in Europe tries to marry her, and she is just not interested. Like, these marriage proposals just keep coming and coming and coming from Denmark, Austria, just the works. And she's like, no thanks, not interested.
Yeah, because if she gets married, doesn't she sort of have to give all the power away?
Yeah, but the problem is that she doesn't have an heir, and she hasn't named an heir.
Mm.
So
Yep.
in 1563, she gets smallpox, and the British Parliament shits themselves
Yeah.
because they
Yep.
need her to name an heir. If she dies, they're in trouble. Um, but she tells them like to chill out. If she dies without an heir, then que sera.
Well, I mean that is correct from her perspective.
Yeah, she doesn't feel any pressure to get married. She doesn't feel any pressure to name an heir. She's quite headstrong in that sense.
Yeah, okay.
Um, so let's talk about her virginity because, of course, she was a virgin as she was never married.
Mm.
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 But lots of people question this, including the other male kings of Europe. They would say lots of shit
Oh.
about her. And many suspected that she actually did shag her one true love, Robert Dudley, after she moved his bedroom next to hers. Seems suspicious.
Yeah, a little bit sly that one.
Yeah. And then a couple of years after the bedroom was moved next to hers, she was bedridden with a mysterious illness that caused her body to swell.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
also happens when you become pregnant.
Yeah. I think it does. Yeah.
So, insert secret son Arthur.
I love this.
So, there is a bloke named Arthur Dudley, and
I love this.
he was once arrested in Spain on suspicion of being a spy. And when he was arrested, he claimed to be the son of Robert Dudley and Elizabeth I.
Wow.
Right. So he told his story to the Spanish, and they believed that he should be let free because of his situation, perhaps forced him into being a spy, but that he should also be kept in secret. So he agreed, and then no one heard of him again.
Oh my god. Oh my
Which,
god.
I don't know, if you were making up a story to get out of a charge, it's the way to go.
Is a pretty good one, but also old swelly Liz, it also adds up. So I love
I
this. Can we trace Arthur's um and descendants to see who the real king or queen should be? Is it Secret Son Simon?
Secret Son
Neville.
Arthur.
Secret Son Arthur. Yeah.
I mean, yes, he could have been the named heir,
Wow.
but I mean, because they weren't married, he's definitely illegitimate.
Yeah, that's true.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's such a shit rule.
It is a bit shit. I mean,
Yeah, but
do they have that now? Do the British still have that?
I think so. I mean, they just all get married.
That's true.
Hmm.
Yeah, Liz has got that locked down. She's like, not having
Yeah.
any of this. No bastard children. Um, yeah, so love that little bit of conspiracy and scandal
Oh,
for Liz.
love that. It's 100% true.
I agree, totally agree. And then, look, she did lots of good things while she was queen, including the first attempt at poverty relief within the government that had never been even discussed before. So she did lots of good things, but towards the end of her life, quite a few of her mates died, and she got really depressed.
Sure.
Yeah, and then her top advisor, William Cecil, he died. And his son, Robert Cecil, then inherited the role. And then he also became the head of government.
Oh.
And because she still hadn't named an heir, Robert made a deal with James IV of Scotland, who was Mary Queen of Scots' son.
Oh.
Yep.
Yep.
So they made a deal while Liz was kind of on her deathbed. And then when she died, he took the throne as James I of England.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's when England and Scotland, the kingdoms combined.
Yeah. And that's where the Outlander tie-in comes in.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm glad we've finally cleared that up for you.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So
Um,
the Catholics would have been happy with that because
yeah.
but I was going to say that James was probably an illegitimate, but he wasn't because he was the product of Mary Queen of Scots' second marriage and her first husband died. So she's allowed to have a second husband if her first one
Yes.
dies.
Was that the husband she had killed? The
It,
second one?
it was because
Hmm.
he killed the private secretary because he thought that the private secretary was the father of James.
Mm. What a bunch of idiots, these
What a
people.
bunch of idiots. Exactly. But at the time of her death, Elizabeth I, she was 69 years of age.
Well,
And
that's a good run.
yeah, at the time, she was the oldest monarch in English history. breaking a nearly 300-year record set by 68-year-old Edward the First.
Wow. I mean, Biz too is running rings around her, but
Yeah.
good on her.
Yeah, well, and then she held this honour till 1757, 151 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, it pays not to have a husband and kids.
Zing.
Really becomes a stress-free life.
Wow. I also read somewhere, and I could be making this up, but she started the whole white face makeup and red wig because she wanted to hide her wrinkles because she was aging and everyone was worried about when she was going to die, so she covered it up, and her hair was
Right.
going grey, so she put on a red wig, and that's why
Yeah.
they all do that vibe.
Oh, she's such a trendsetter.
Yeah. Not great to put lead powder on your face, though, in hindsight.
Yes. They didn't know that then, did they?
Well, and she still got to 69, I guess.
I know, right? It's
Yeah.
a good innings.
Yeah. Love her.
Yeah. So that's my quick recap of Elizabeth I, and just to put in context who she was, where she came from, and her secret child.
Ah, cheers to Arthur, man.
Yeah, maybe we should do the page 10 game on Arthur Dudley.
I think that's a fucking great idea.
Let's do it.
Hey. Oh, he has a Wikipedia, but that's on page 1.
Oh, there's Arthur Dudley. Music is for lovers.
Oh,
Oh,
is
this
it?
is um, a Dutch musician.
Oh, there's someone on Instagram called Arthur Dudley. Let's see what he's up
Oh,
to. He only has one post. And the post says, "My grind came from seeing my mum." Oh, my grind came from seeing my mum struggle. So that's nice.
oh, that is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Different guy though.
Well, I've got this elizabethfiles.com, Arthur Dudley, and this does an in-depth conversation as to whether it was if he was heir to the throne or an imposter.
And what's the verdict?
It's really long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Arthur Dudley descendants. Am I allowed to Google that?
yeah,
Modern scholarship dismisses the story's basic premise as impossible and asserts that Elizabeth's life was so closely observed by contemporaries that she would not have been able to hide a pregnancy. But I call bullshit.
yeah. That bed swelling story is,
Yeah, 100%.
not bed swelling, body swelling. Bedridden for body swelling.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. That's
We
it.
know what you meant.
Yeah, great.
um,
Sorry.
you're fine, babe. You're
Yeah.
fine. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
great.
welcome. Yeah, this that was great, mate. Thank you. I just love all these 1500 century women who just like fucking get shit done with their lead paint. You know?
And their virginity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's better than having like I'd rather do Elizabeth one than do Victoria and Albert. Like how many fucking kids did they have? Jesus.
Yeah. But they were really in love, weren't they?
Yeah, but he dropped dead pretty early and she had to deal with him on her own.
Yeah, but then she just was like, I'm going to let myself go. And she got really fat and she just, had a great
Yeah.
time eating. Like, It's not bad. That's not a bad alternative.
I do respect that quite a lot. Oh.
Uh, okay. Well, uh, sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. It's not
You're
even that.
tired, mate.
I am. It's not even that early here.
I
Um,
mean, have we told the people that you have shingles? Is that something we're telling the internet?
I have shingles, like an old person. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, do we reckon that this might be the second last week of this season? Because we're potentially about to launch a new season of the pod. So we need a
Yeah.
little break.
Yeah. We're going to do a couple more episodes. I need to read that bloody Fergie book.
Yeah, fuck. You want to do that next week?
Yeah. Okay.
No?
It depends
That's
how
all right.
many
We'll do it.
pages it is.
Yeah, it's quite a lot, but it's like a beach read.
Okay. All right. I could do that.
Yeah, we could.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Please go and check out our social media. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter a tiny bit. We post all the unedited pod records on the YouTube every Sunday. So you can go and have a look at them if you want, or if you prefer to listen to the pod via YouTube, you can do that. We have a merch store. Please subscribe to our newsletter so we can send you a monthly g'day. And I think that's it. Anything else, LK?
Nah, I think that's it for now. Just big shit coming as always. We love it. Let's go team.
Well, thanks for listening. See you all of a sudden.
Boy.